Welcome to Math 130, Introduction to Computer Programming with yours truly, Professor Mimi Rasky. Let's do example 4, taken from lecture number 5, and we're going to be working with data, variables, and also a lot of assignment operators. So hopefully you already saw the lecture on that, so we don't have to review it. So let's take a look at this example here. This is what I call a Dick Hatch special because I stole it from now retired professor of computer programming from San Diego State, Dick Hatch. And so we have 3 variables that we want to be concerned with, Frank, Mary, and Tom. So we're going to go through this by hand. So Frank gets declared as an int data type, and he gets initialized to the number 11. Mary, an int, is a 3, and we're not sure what Tom is yet, but in the very next line of code, we see that Tom is now going to take on the value of Frank multiplied with minus minus Mary. Now remember, minus minus is the decrement, and that means because it's in front of Mary's name, we need to decrement Mary before we do anything else. So Mary is going to go from a 3 to a 2 right away. Then we can do the Frank multiplied with Mary. Frank is an 11, Mary is 2. 11 times 2 is 22. Tom becomes a 22. Now we're going to display using the system.out.printf command. So notice there's %3d, 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 \n. These %3ds are what we call format specifiers. The 3 tells us how big the width of the field will be, so the 3 means there'll be 3 spaces. And the D means it's going to print out an integer data type. The \n isn't going to get printed out. It's going to just tell the compiler to go to the next line. So if we keep track of the output over here, we know that we're going to have 3 3-space fields, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and each of the format specifiers corresponds to the variables over here on the delimited by commas. So the first %3d corresponds to Frank. Frank is an 11, so in the first 3-space field, we're going to go space 11, 1, 1. The next format specifier corresponds to Mary, but Mary is just a 2. So in her 3-space field, the first 2 will be spaces, space, space, 2. So notice these are right justified. And the last format specifier corresponds to Tom, who's a 22. So in his 3-space field, we're going to print out the space and then 2, 2. Okay, now we have 3 lines of code where we're going to be doing some fun things. Frank minus equals Mary. What does that mean? That means that Frank's new value is going to be what his old value is, which is currently 11, minus Mary. 11 minus 2 is 9. So that's the new value for Frank. Tom is going to go plus plus, which just means he gets incremented by 1 unit from a 22 to a 23. Mary equals 4, just that. Mary will get changed to a 4. Then we'll do another printf statement, which looks exactly the same as the printf we just did. And once again, we have 3 format specifiers and %3d for each of them. So I'm going to once again put these spaces up here, and here we are ready to go. Frank, Mary, and Tom. Space, space 9 for Frank, space, space 4 for Mary, and space 23 for Tom. Now we go on and we're going to do Tom mod equals minus minus Mary. Well, that means we're going to have to do the minus minus first since that's in front of Mary's name. So Mary will go from a 4 down to a 3. Then we're going to do this mod equals. So what are we doing? Tom is currently a 23, so we're going to say that we need a 23 mod Mary is a 3. So the mod, remember, is the remainder operator. This means that the new value of Tom is going to be whatever the remainder is after we divide 23 by 3. So what I like to do is just a cute little arithmetic over here on the side. First divide 23 by 3. 3 goes into 23, 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21, and the remainder we get is 21 taken away from 23, which is 2. So the answer here is 2, and that's going to be the new value for Tom. Okay? So we're done with that line of code. And then the next line of code has us changing Frank. His new value is going to be Tom plus Mary times 3 plus Frank. And if you'll remember the precedence of operations, we first are going to do the multiply. Does that mean that Mary is going to change her value? Does she get multiplied by 3 and, change her value to a 9? No, that is not the case. She is not getting changed in this value. She's just part of the expression that we're going to be evaluating. But Frank is going to take that value of Mary times 3, 9, and we're going to add that to Tom, but Tom is a 2. 2 plus 9 is 11. And then add that to Frank's old number, which is a 9. So 11 plus 9, well, what does that give us? 20. So Frank's new value is going to be 20, and that's after we evaluate this arithmetic expression. And now we have another one of those printfs, and it looks exactly like the other printf, so I'm not going to do the spaces now. We know that we're going to have Frank, space 20, 20. Mary is going to go space, space 3, and Tom is going to go space, space 2. So we're done with that line of code, and then we go on to the next line, which tells us that Tom is going to change once again, and he's going to take on the value of Frank mod Mary plus Tom. Well, first we got to do what's inside parentheses, because that's the precedence of operations, parentheses first. So we're going to first figure out what is Mary plus Tom. What is 3 plus 2? Well, it's 5. So we're going to go Frank mod 5. That's 20 mod 5. What is the remainder that we get after dividing 20 by 5? Well, I think 5 goes into 20 evenly, doesn't it? So 5 goes into 20 4 times. What's the remainder? 0. So what does that mean? Tom's new value, you got it, is going to be a 0. Next, we're going to go Frank divide equals Mary plus plus. Don't do the increment yet. In fact, we're going to do the plus plus after we do the Frank divide equals Mary. So what is that asking us to do? The new value of Frank is going to be whatever he is right now, which is a 20, divided by Mary, which is 3. Now remember, this is integer division. So what is 20 divided by 3? 3 goes into 20 6 times, and we don't care what the remainder is. So that's actually going to be the new value for Frank. He's going to turn into a 6. And now we can go ahead and do the plus plus to Mary. So now Mary goes from a 3 to a 4. We're going to do another one of these printf statements. So Frank, Mary, and Tom in that order. So it's going to go space, space 6, space, space 4, space, space 0. We're almost done. Now we're going to go Tom plus equals Frank minus minus plus minus minus Mary. Oh dear, that's going to be a lot. So what do we have here? What should we do first? Well, it looks like because the plus plus is in front of Mary's name, we better go ahead and do, or excuse me, the minus minus. We need to do that first. So we're going to decrement Mary down to a 3, very first thing we do. Frank's minus minus is after his name, so we will hold off on doing that. So we're going to now update Tom. Tom plus equals, that means we're going to change Tom to himself, which is currently a 0, plus Frank, who's now a 6, plus Mary, who's a 3. Yeah? 0 plus 6 plus 3 is 9. So I believe that Tom's new value is going to be a 9 after that statement executes, but don't stop with that yet, because we can't forget the Frank minus minus. So he's going down to a 5. And then the final printf, we're going to print out Frank, Mary, and Tom. So we're going to print out 5, 3, and 9 in 3 space fields. And that's it.